Welcome, wrestling friends, to another edition of Smarknado. I'm your host, Eric Druckmann. With me, as always, the dirty Danaconda, Dan Sesnett. Dan, how are you doing today, man?
I am too sweet. No, I mean, I'm okay, man. I just want to start off the show giving a shout out. I didn't say this in our pre-show meeting, but the Shapiro family, a friend of mine from high school who was well known in the music industry, passed away in a car crash recently.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
heard about that. That was a friend of yours from high school?
Yeah, a plane crash rather. And he was the booking agent for Drug Church, who is fronted by another friend of mine from high school. So it's definitely a hard time for that community. And I just wanted to give a shout out to his family and friends. Not that I know anybody that would know him from our listener base, but if they do, just know that he is going to be thought of highly and definitely gone far too soon.
I'll be honest, man. I saw some posts from some artists that I follow on Instagram talking about this. So I was at least somewhat familiar with the incident. I had no idea it was that close to you, man. My heart goes out, and I'm really sorry.
I mean, I hadn't seen Dave in many years, but he was a good people in high school, and from all accounts was had continued to be a good person and done really, really well for himself. So an unfortunate loss in that community, as I said, that I'm not really much of a part of anymore, but my heart goes out to all of them.
No, that's terrible, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Well,
shit. Yeah.
Condolences
to the Shapiro family. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so besides that, I'm doing very well. As well as one can be. We got a big weekend of wrestling coming up, so I think we should probably talk about that rather than my emotion, my fragile emotional state.
Oh man, I guarantee you we're not going to be the first podcast to talk about what happened there.
Yeah.
And you have every right to express how you're feeling. This is real life stuff. We're talking about a fake sport, but we're still real life people. So we always have time to talk about real life incidents in our life. And again, condolences to Dave Shapiro and his family.
Facts. All
right. So otherwise, we do have a great weekend of professional wrestling. For Saturday, we have Saturday night's main event, which is going to be headlined by John Cena versus R-Truth. And then, of course, we have Double or Nothing, which is going to be headlined by, I guess you would think it's Anarchy in the Arena, but just announced this week, the show is going to end with Ospreay versus Hangman. So
yeah, I don't love that. I think that's a mistake.
I think so too. Yeah,
Anarchy in the Arena is always.
It's going to take a lot of energy out of people to enter Anarchy in the Arena.
Unless they're going to start with Anarchy in the Arena.
I think they should start with it. Yeah.
Maybe that's their plan.
Because if they have it on the second to last match, that's really going to diminish the main event.
Absolutely. And if you put it in the middle, it's going to diminish the Anarchy match. Yeah. So I think that the only logical spot is for it to open the contest or open the show rather. So I hope that we're on the same page, Tony Khan and myself.
Absolutely. And speaking of another page, Hangman Adam Page and Ospreay started off the show on Dynamite. And they had a back and forth segment with each other for around 20 minutes. And you know what? I really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it too. I will tell you, my attention was very much divided between Dynamite and the Knicks game. But I had the sound on because I saw that they were opening up with the promo, and I thought that they both sort of knocked it out of the park. I'm glad that I had the sound on rather than the sound on for the next game. I'll just put
For
it
the
that
next game. Yeah. Well, I did. I actually did watch all of Dynamite because a lot of times in basketball games, the game isn't really decided till like the last quarter. So,
or just on the last shot in overtime, as it were this time.
my God, yeah. For anyone listening right now, of course, anyone listening right now, unless you're living under a fucking rock, you know what we're talking about with the Knicks and Pacers from Wednesday night. Well, yeah, that was a repeat of Reggie Miller. For anyone that remembers it from the '90s, where Reggie, of course, he shot what he made 9 points in 6 minutes in like 30 seconds or some shit. Like
Less than that. It was like
yeah,
9 points or in like 8 seconds or something. I
yeah.
don't know.
Well, thankfully, with when
random
Halliburton did it, it was a 2 point shot. It wasn't a game winner 3 point shot, and then it went into overtime, and then man, the Knicks just unraveled, unfortunately. But game 2 is tonight, and I I guess I shouldn't be rooting for the Knicks. I can't help but want to root for the Knicks. I'm a Sixers fan, but it's been a long time since they've been good,
Yeah.
and I like to see them do well. And I think
Basketball is
I like the players that are on the team.
basketball's better when the Knicks are good.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's science. You
Mhm.
can't dispute that.
I agree. I totally agree, man. And yeah, best of luck to the Knicks tonight. But moving on, of course, this promo between Osprey and Hangman leads to the announcement that they're going to be the main event, and like you said, if the fucking Anarchy in the Arena match opens the show and this is the main event, I don't think they'll have a problem pulling off like a really great main event that's not going to wear people out as if it followed Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah, it would make zero sense to have
Mhm.
it be in the death spot in the second to last match.
Yeah. We got another trios tag. It feels like these happen every single week. You don't really get any pushback from me because like I feel like they're really harkening back to those wild PWG tag matches that made me like the Young Bucks in the first place. So I'm kind of all right with it, even though I shouldn't be for some reasons, like in that it doesn't progress stories a lot of times, but selfishly, I do like these matches, and I did enjoy the shit out of this.
AEW is where the best wrestle, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
That's their tagline, and they do triple threat, or I'm sorry, trios matches better than anybody else. I would say. Do they advance storylines? No. Could they do that a little bit better? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so too.
But it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
It is.
gets
I
their
had a good
shit in,
time.
and it's definitely enjoyable wrestling.
Yeah. Yep. All right. God, after this segment happened, do you think that there's any chance that another member of the Samoa Joe Swerve team is going to be Mr. Eddie Kingston?
I was going to ask that when we did our
The
preview for
preview.
Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
So let's just ask the question now, right? Do we think it's going to be Eddie Kingston? Yes, I do, because I don't believe that Gabe Kidd has been officially announced as a member of Moxley's team yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's the four, and then Marina, and then Willow, and the other four. It's escaping me right now, but I'll.
I think that I think that Eddie's going to get his revenge on Gabe, and that's going to be his first feud back. But then after that, until All In happens, I think Mox's feud is going to be with Eddie.
You think so?
Yeah, I do, and I think that they're Eddie's going to go for the championship. It seems pretty obvious he's not going to win it. He probably doesn't win it, but I still think like the chase and that kind of storyline with the relationship between Eddie and Mox, and Eddie could come out and be like, Mox, what happened to you? Who are you? You know what I mean? Like he's just kind
There's
of
plenty of angles to take.
Yeah,
there's plenty of angles to take. But yes, I do believe that Eddie Kingston returns. I am probably not purchasing this, but I'll kick myself if he does return and I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Just financially, with the fact that I've spent enough money this past month to feed a small army. So not always the most responsible thing to do.
For sure, man. All right. Next, we had the Hurt Syndicate and welcoming in MJF as their newest member. So, this didn't quite go the way I thought it would go.
Okay. How did you think it was going to go?
I thought it was going to be a little bit more straightforward with either MJF like fully committing to them and that's that, and there'd be no interference, because obviously we got Dustin and Sammy coming in, which kind of ruined the segment, and I actually have audio representation as to why. And also yeah, I thought it was going to end like definitively with like MJF turning on the Hurt Syndicate and aligning with like, I don't know, FTR or something like that. You know what I mean? But like that could still happen down the line.
I just think him and FTR are too far apart at this point. Not that it's not easily explained away. It's wrestling. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You can easily explain it right the fuck away. I fucking hate Dustin and Sammy. Like,
I do too. And listen, all right, so Dustin was probably coming out thinking that he was gonna cut the best promo like of the year, right? The way that he was impassioned in this promo, right? But here's a part. Listen to how this came out. All right.
Our work ethic can be, you can't touch
it. He goes, our work ethic, you can't touch it. And then somebody in the crowd goes, that's right.
It wasn't a good promo. They're not an intriguing tag team. Like, good for them on Ring of Honor, but like not something I want on my AEW television.
And it's like them being the number one contenders between both of those teams. Like, I feel like I even watched Collision enough to know that like Sammy and Dustin and also the Crew haven't really been featured all that much. So like, what even gives them the right to be competing in a tag team match? They haven't even been on TV.
I mean,
yeah,
it's the tag team division
weird.
is in shambles.
It really is. It really is. They need some heavy hitters to come in there. You know what pisses me off too is like they have like the grizzled young veterans on like one-off matches every now and then. At least they're a fucking consistent tag team that can go in there and work with anybody.
They have them wrestling against O'Reilly and Roddy.
Dude, even O'Reilly and Roddy would be great opponents for Shelton and Bobby Lashley. Would they not?
It makes zero sense to me. Like I said, the division is in complete and utter shambles.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be. It can be fixed in a day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So where are we? Let's see.
After
everything
the
that happened with MJF. We got Okada and Speedball. Okada calls Speedball a bitch or something. It's just kind of the same thing with Okada all the time. I just want to see something new, something fresh happen with him, because I just feel like every week it's just kind of going through the motions as far as what his promos are and his presentation is. It really is.
I don't disagree with you, but it still makes me laugh. I think he flubbed this promo a little bit. Um, I just think it didn't come out as funny as and comedically timed as his promos normally are.
Mhm.
So I think that's why this one wasn't, knock it out of the park. But
Yeah.
I do like him versus Speedball on the card.
Yeah, I do too. It's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a certified banger.
Yeah.
Next we had Anthony Bowens versus Ricochet. This was a nice match. I liked how these guys worked with each other, just generally. But this ended with Ricochet winning with scissors that he had been using for a long time. And it's going to lead to Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet in an ambulance, a stretcher match at Double or Nothing.
I mean, I think that Briscoe and Ricochet will put on a really good match. I just want to go back to Bowens because, man, like, if they're trying to repackage him, I think it's probably best that they separate him from Billy Gunn.
From Billy Gunn. Well, I can see why they keep them together because when you do the scissor me daddy ass, it gets a huge pop still.
Yeah,
I saw it happen in the match.
Yeah, I know, but I'm of the mind that, like I said, if you're trying to repackage, it might be time to maybe slowly phase him out.
Maybe he shouldn't be scissoring anymore.
Maybe he shouldn't be scissoring quite as much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, even the colors too, he's not completely away from like the acclaimed aesthetic.
No, he's not.
And same with Caster. All right. Hayter and Monet come face to face. That's gonna be a hell of a match. There's no doubt about it. I didn't really have anything much to say about this promo between these two. It wasn't really remarkable, but it also wasn't like bad.
No, it just kind of happened. I'm more excited for the match than the stuff that's kind of surrounded it.
Yeah,
because I think that's going to be the most special part of the whole thing.
of course.
Even
we got a couple women's bangers coming up at Double or Nothing, man.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Next you had this was the main event. It was Julia Hart versus Mina Shirakawa. Almost feels like a pretty short Dynamite episode this week. I don't know why. Well, I guess the first two matches were kind of longer form, right?
Yeah,
that's for sure. Yeah, but I thought this was a good match overall. I thought that Mina really showed what she could do here.
Mina is over as hell too.
And she had a nice convincing win. And then it was a big surprise at the end where she definitely showed some heel tensions and intentions and gave the old Bret Hart figure 4 to the ring post to Tony Storm.
She has to be the heel because nobody's going to boo Tony.
No. Tony's over like gangbusters.
Yeah, she has to be the heel. Somebody has to play the heel in the match. So, I mean, she's just getting us primed for that. That is going to be another really top quality women's match. I'm excited for it.
Hell yeah, man. And then, of course, this ended with a big, fight backstage with the Bucks and Gabe Kidd and Samoa Joe and even Willow's in there.
Yeah, it's just a schmoz for anarchy. That's all it really is.
You think we're gonna get some intergender fighting happen?
I hope so.
Anarchy.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Why not?
I feel like I feel like both of these women are could go just as well with the men.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, why wouldn't you? Or add more women to the mix? Because it's going to be pretty boring if they just have to beat up on each other for the whole entire match.
Yeah,
bring some random women into the match.
We'll see, man. Yeah, but I'm really excited for Double or Nothing, and I know you didn't see Collision. I only saw a little bit of Collision, but if you're gonna watch anything, definitely watch the segment between FTR, Garcia, and Nigel.
Okay,
Some
that was
really
at the
good work.
beginning. I
Some
have it on
really,
in the background right now.
don't put it on in the background when you have time. Actually, like throw it on and listen to the words and stuff. It's good.
Okay,
Yeah,
was
they're
it?
good promos.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Will do.
let's get to covering Double or Nothing, which
Sure.
is I mean, we
I
might as
think
well. It's not the first thing that happens over the weekend, but
that's fine.
while we're on
We're talking
AEW,
AEW, so let's
yeah,
just get our picks in while we're on the subject.
absolutely. All right, so I guess there's a pre-show match: Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford against Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. Um, I like the team of Hannah Jay and Harley Cameron together, but I really think that just has everything to do with Harley Cameron just being entertaining as fuck. But it
She
works.
I mean, she's a gold mine. She's every time she's on TV, it's good. Um, and there are very few like her that sort of just take the ball and run with it, self-made like that. So,
Yeah. Who you got?
I got Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going
What's
to
that?
go with Anna Jay and Harley Cameron, except Ford takes the pin on Megan.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna lose, Ford's taking the pin. I just
Yeah.
for some reason I see Anna Jay.
And
And
Megan Bayne is on a roll, man.
yeah,
Not a
she's
bad pick at all.
yeah.
All right. So for the Women's Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament final, we had Jamie Hayter against Mercedes Monet.
Murnay.
Murner.
Mercedes Murner.
Sounds like the Goosebumps girl.
Murner.
I
Oh
love
my god, it's Murner, Murner.
Anyway, I think that Murner is probably going to win here.
Yeah.
Of course, I want Jamie to win. That'd be
I'm
great.
praying Hater wins, but I don't see it happening. I think we're primed for
From Mercedes versus Tony, it's a big money matchup, and
it's a
it's
huge one.
pretty undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that could be a main event, to be completely honest with you.
I 100% agree with that. Like,
It would be almost.
I feel like Tony
Uh,
Storm has proven that she's like box office.
I think she's the biggest draw in the company.
I think so too. I think there's a legitimate argument that you could make that Tony Storm is the most valuable asset that they have.
Maybe Swerve.
But
Maybe.
I'm not saying that there isn't any. It's inarguable, but like I think you could make the argument for Tony.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a strong argument to be made. But I think that it's definitely from an in-ring and an out-of-ring perspective. I think that she's definitely done the most for AEW and a casual fans sort of way.
I agree. She's definitely brought a lot of eyes onto it, and yeah, she is also hysterical. All right. So next we have the Hurt Syndicate defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships against probably the most over tag team in all of wrestling, the Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara.
If this match lasts longer than 8 minutes, I'm gonna fucking walk into traffic.
Listen, silver lining here. It's kind of a treat to me to see Dustin Rhodes in the ring with Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley, like in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is surreal.
Yeah,
but that
would
doesn't
never
mean I
guess it.
want it.
I know, but like I'm just saying that's a silver lining.
And I don't
for a bad
I
situation.
don't want Sammy in the ring. I don't want it. I just don't want it.
Sammy Guevara, did you notice the suit that he was wearing? I shit you not. I swear to God, that is the same suit that Dusty Rhodes is wearing during his Hard Times promo.
Oh, you think so?
Look at the picture of Sammy from Wednesday and then look at the Hard Times promo. I'm not saying for you to do it now, but just on your own time. Yeah. So I don't know. They're trying really hard to get over, but I'm not having it. Dan's not having it. We're all not having it.
No, sir.
All right. AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Tony Storm defending against Mina Shirakawa. I think we all know that Tony's going to retain here. I think it's going to be a fun match, though. It's great to have Mina back. And there is word on the street is Mina is trying to be in the United States full time.
I
So
mean,
we might be seeing a lot more of her.
She is signed.
She is?
Yeah, she is all elite from they posted it. So it must have cleared.
She got the is all elite.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So that should be a go.
I have a serious question.
What's that?
What the fuck ever happened to Riho?
I don't know. She's around.
No, she's not. I haven't seen her in like 2 solid years.
No, that's not true. She's been around
when have you seen her last?
I don't know, man. She's popped up. I don't know if she's.
That's a hard question to answer. Does anyone know the answer when the last time Riho was on TV? At least not off the top of your head.
I'm trying to find
the answer to when Riho was on TV. I don't know. I think she's in witness protection, man.
I don't know that she's in witness protection.
I feel like Tony Khan just keeps signing Japanese women's wrestlers and just forgets about them, and just keeps signing more and more and forgets about the ones he's already signed. Like, where the fuck is Yuki Sakazaki?
Or maybe he's just so fucking yayed out of his mind that he's the same person.
He just watches a whole fucking Stardom show, so coked out, and he's just like, sign her.
I kid, but yeah, I don't know. I think Rio's injured, to be honest with you, and I think it was a serious injury. So
all right.
But I'm gonna do some more research after this show because I love Riho.
There are a lot of missing Japanese women's wrestlers, though. Like,
I'm sure
the aforementioned Yuka Sakazaki.
I'm sure they're doing indie shows, and I'm sure they're doing other shows in Japan. Like, I'm sure they're not starting
out of work. Okay, good. I just want to see them get a payday, Dan.
Okay. Well, I want to. Yeah, everybody gets paid.
All right. Next, we have FTR versus Daniel Garcia and the returning Nigel McGuinness for the honor of Mr. Tony Schiavone. So, this has all the great babyface like rallying like spirit that you want to have with it, like as far as like defending Tony Schiavone, who you could make an argument is like the biggest babyface in the company.
Yep.
And how over FTR are as heels. They're just so fucking detestable. They get Dominic heat when they're on the microphone, man.
Yeah.
Like at this point, so like this is a match where you so badly in your heart want the baby faces to win, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think that FTR wins here and they just continue their fucking reign of terror.
I got a hot take.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Daniel Garcia turns heel.
On Nigel?
On Nigel. I do.
Oh, man. That'd be nuts. That would be such a shocker, bro.
It would be a huge shocker, but it's been a while since we've had heel Daniel Garcia, and we know we can do it.
Yeah.
And that would be, and if he were to align with FTR,
that could take him to another level.
Yeah.
That's a great take, Dan. I didn't even think of that. Didn't even think of it.
I think it's a very distinct possibility. Now that I've said it, it's definitely not going to happen. Mm-hmm. But I think it would be good for Daniel Garcia.
I think it would too. We shall see, my friend. But that's a great scenario that I would not mind seeing playing out. I just don't know, where does that leave Nigel? Where would he go at that point? Would he face Garcia? Probably. Yeah. But we'll see.
Maybe.
Hey.
Hey.
We'll swig water right there.
Super War, the working moon.
R.I.P. Stone Cold's Broken Skull Ranch podcast or whatever the fuck it was called. Anyway,
Oh, did he stop doing that?
I don't think he does new shows anymore. It's the
Oh.
old Steve Austin show. Yeah, that's what it was called. Duh. All right, stretcher match: Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet. I'd love to see Mark Briscoe win, of course, but I think this is just going to be another continuation of Ricochet's heel run, strong heel run, and he beats Mark Briscoe here. Of course, he's a fuckhead doing it. You know, he's going to do some real fucked up shit to Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's now, how does this stretcher match end? Does he have to be like loaded into the ambulance? Does he just have to be tied to the stretcher? What's the
I imagine he has to be in the stretcher and you have to put them in the ambulance. That's what I think.
Okay. I
Yeah.
hope they explain it better.
Yeah. Maybe you just throw him in the ambulance. I don't. If they're saying it's a stretcher match, I imagine you have to use a stretcher and strap somebody up into the stretcher.
All right. Regardless, Ricochet wins.
Yes. All right. Next we have for the AEW Continental Championship, Okada versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Okada. Yeah, but you know what? Nah, it's gonna be Okada.
Did you for a second think it was going to be anything but Okada? You're the one that championed the whole international, continental,
Unification match.
unification match at All In.
Yeah. So I think they just kind of have to keep it like that. I mean, just like in a vacuum, though, just it would be so cool to see Speedball get a huge win over Okada.
Absolutely, it would do wonders for his
I mean,
career.
I think that you could do both. Like you could have Speedball beat Okada. Okada wins it back like in a couple weeks or so, and then then you have the match at All In. Still,
I just don't see it going down like that. I love Speedball, and I think the crowd loves Speedball, but this is Okada's title until it gets unified by Kenny.
agreed. All right. And then we have Anarchy in the Arena. Kenny Omega, Swerve, Willow Nightingale, and the Ops, just Joe, Hobbs, Shibata, and probably Eddie Kingston.
Probably Hook too.
Maybe Hook too, yeah. Against the Death Riders, Mox, Claudio, Marina Shafir, Wheeler Yuta, and the Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, and Gabe Kidd, and maybe even somebody else. Who knows?
Is Pac still very injured? What's his status?
I think so. He's he's got such bad luck. That guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Poor dude. I think that the baby faces win here because I think that we haven't really seen like the Death Riders truly get their comeuppance yet. Like, I don't know. The ultimate comeuppance will be when Jon Moxley loses the title at All In, which is probably going to be to Ospreay.
Yeah.
But I think that I think the baby faces kind of need it more.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the baby faces win too. I just think the power of Eddie Kingston is too strong, and I fear that part of us is trying to will this to happen, and we're gonna get that fucking Aleister Black letdown from WrestleMania. But I'm gonna go in hoping.
And I hope this does open the show because Eddie Kingston's going to come out and he's going to want to fucking get it over with so he can get back to watching the next play.
Yes.
Yes.
Which will be that night.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. Yeah, then we have a trios match. Paragon, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong against Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander. That's a killer match.
That's a fantastic.
That's going to be a really fucking good match.
I'm
actually I was gonna like dismiss this match because I just kind of saw Paragon at first, and then I saw the opponents, and it's just like, ooh,
I
Makes it
also
so good.
just think that this is a match that can be on Dynamite.
I
Um,
agree too.
and this is a Sunday night show, and I also have to work Monday morning.
Oh, you do?
yeah, so
I'm sorry.
I'm on the fuck Tony Khan and his Sunday pay-per-view train.
I am not on that train this pay-per-view just
Oh, because you're
because
off.
uh, yeah, Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn you.
Hmm.
That's fine. I can still get up and fucking go to work.
It's not fair, man. You know, nobody needs to go to fucking Outback Steakhouse on Memorial Day. Are you a fucking loser? I'm sorry.
um please frequent my restaurant, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, sorry if I went a little inside baseball there.
Yeah, he just fucking killed kayfabe.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
Fine.
I could edit it out. Do you want me to?
No. Let's
Okay.
keep it. Let's keep it in.
All right. I work for the New York State Department of Cannabis Management. There we're even.
Boom.
All right. Uh, for the main event, we have Hangman Adam Page versus Will Ospreay. This is going to be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to the match in itself. I just hope that the placement of the card is appropriate. But it makes so much sense for Page to win too. But I just think that they're going to go with Ospreay.
Yeah, Ospreay is going to be the guy that takes the title off of Mox. He has to be. He is the chosen one, right? Like he's the one. He has been the one for a long time. It's all led to this. It sucks that Paige is going to have to be sort of the sacrificial lamb in this situation, but he can weather that storm. I don't think that it's going to hurt him at all. And you know, you get to revisit Ospreay versus Hangman again in a different capacity once Ospreay is champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And do you think that they keep Hangman a babyface long term?
I do. The crowd loves him. They wanted to cheer him when he was a heel.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's too easy to keep him as a babyface.
Yeah. All right, so that concludes our preview for Double or Nothing. Of course, on Saturday night, we got Saturday night's main event.
A much shorter show.
Much shorter show. I suspect there's probably going to be like another match or two that's going to get added. But nonetheless, for the matches that are there, it's a pretty good card.
Is it? I don't even know the card.
I don't love Logan Paul in anything, but other than that, I think it's a pretty solid card.
Let's take a look here.
All right, so steel cage match, probably the blow off to the feud: Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest.
Jesus Christ, the never-ending feud that is Priest versus McIntyre. It better be.
I think this is the official blow off, though. Who do you
got? I got Drew.
What's that noise?
I don't know. That was a really tough decision. I got Drew.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre. Okay.
Yeah.
I have Damian Priest.
Yeah.
And I have Damian Priest because, like, I think that this is going to make him look really good. And I think that Drew McIntyre is in that kind of rarefied air of superstar where, like, he can take a loss like this, but still enter himself into another feud and just be completely strong again.
Yeah, he is. You know? He's definitely got that vet status. I can see that. I don't know. I just think he wins.
All right, we got CM Punk and Sami Zayn teaming up against the new alliance, if you will, dangerous alliance, if you will, Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Who you got?
I think this is going to be match of the night, to be completely honest with you. I think the Rollins and Breaker win.
I think they win too. And I think that, like, Punk and Sammy get on each other's nerves.
Yeah, they can't get on the same page for some reason. I think that's the way that shakes out.
I think Punk's a fucking dickhead to Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I don't like Punk at all. Fuck that guy.
I don't like him at all either. I think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens both don't like CM Punk, like in real life.
I would say that's probably true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a lot of people that like CM Punk in real life.
I think it's pretty split.
Like, I just genuinely think, like, I bet you he doesn't have a lot of friends outside of wrestling. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not like close friends. I don't know. We'll see. How could you do that to poor Cole Cabana? He is such a sweet man. You son of a bitch, Phil. Fuck you. That was for John. Anyway, we got Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, I think Jey retains here, and he'll go on to have a rematch against Gunther. I just want Logan Paul to fuck off. I want Logan Paul to tear his ACL. That'd be cool.
I want him to get yeeted into the fucking sun. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that was part of, like, I tried to watch Raw from the beginning on Monday, and that was part of the reason why, like, I think I turned it off, is because he kicked off the show with that promo that was just fucking abysmal. He sucks.
Yeah, I hate him. I hate him. I just wish he would go away. And
Triple H fucking loves him, and I wouldn't be shocked if someday he is the fucking champion.
Ugh. Gross, Dan. Of course, match I am actually looking forward to is R-Truth versus John Cena. This is not for the WWE Championship.
Which makes me think R-Truth is going to win.
You think R-Truth's going to win?
If it's not for the title.
If it's not, that's not a bad prediction, bro. Maybe Cody's music hits during this, and R-Truth rolls up Cena and wins.
Well, whatever happens, I think that I just think if it's non-title, I think there's a chance. I'm saying there's a chance.
Did you see R-Truth's promo last week?
I missed it.
Oh, it was really good. It was on SmackDown. It was like a pre-tape.
Oh no,
it was very good. It was very good.
I'll have to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
If I did see it, I don't recall.
He was basically saying that John Cena is my hero, but that man that attacked me, that's not John Cena. That's someone else. So I need to beat John Cena out of him. It was good. I liked it.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm excited for main event. I think it's going to be a good show. They tend to put on pretty decent little shows on Saturday night. I'm just
yeah, they do. If there's one thing I really do appreciate about WWE lately, it's the small cards just with good matches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything has been tight. There's some stuff that's goofy that I'm not really behind, but
sure.
In general, I enjoy the shows.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying them a little bit more than I enjoy AEW right now. But I think Anarchy in the Arena is going to bring back a feeling for me. I think it's going to bring back a feeling for a lot of people. So we'll see. I just wish they were both head to head on Saturday night rather than one on Saturday, one on Sunday. But fuck me, right?
I agree, man. And of course, we're not going to be watching Saturday night's main event live. We are going to be attending Pro Wrestling Grind Combat Mosh. And what's special about this Combat Mosh is that this is going to be the very first Pro Wrestling Grind show live attended by Mr. Dirty Dan Cesnet.
I am so fucking hyped for the show, bro. It's been a long time coming. I'm going to get to, rub elbows with some people that have been on the show in the past. Which I'm super excited for. I'm sure they're going to put on a heck of a set of wrestling matches. I honestly haven't even looked at the card.
Yeah.
Partially because I thought you were probably going to tell me on the show, but partially because I wanted to be sort of a little bit surprised. But so I didn't want to like ruin anything ahead of time. So
Yeah,
please
so
don't.
I'll give you a few matches that are going to
Yeah,
be on
give
the
me a
card.
few. Don't give me
People
any
that,
like spoilerific type explanations though. I want to sort of lean into this on my own.
yeah. So we got Mike Skyros versus Jay Freddy.
Okay,
Two guys
that's a
that you
grudge
both know.
match.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Jay Freddy, he had to vacate the title due to injury, and Skyros won the tournament to be
Yep.
the new champion. And since that time, Skyros has lost the title.
Yes.
So we also have Delmi Exo against a debuting Spike is her name. She's a wrestler out of the Northeast. I think
Okay.
she's like pretty fresh out of like the New England Academy over there. So I haven't really seen much of her, but yeah.
If you
Cool
haven't,
debut.
then I definitely haven't. But continue.
And yeah, the other people I mean you got Thick Daddy in a match, Andy Brown. You got Mooney, he's in another match against this guy Seabass Finn, who's from the
Okay.
Northeast, but also a New Japan Academy graduate.
Okay.
Davey N is facing Paris Van Dale. Those are a
Okay.
couple names from the Northeast. And then you got Rip Bison, and he's facing a guy, Covey Christ. And they're in a partnership right now, Pro Wrestling Grind, with this promotion, I believe, in Nova Scotia called Kazan Pro. And
Okay.
Covey Christ is from that promotion.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I'm excited to see Ripper
hell yeah, man.
in a match live.
Of course, the main event is going to be Perry Von Vicious defending the Grind Grand Championship against another friend of ours, A-Game Joseph Alexander.
Love A Game.
Hell yeah. I love Perry too. Hell of a guy. And yeah, this is going to be a great card. And hell yeah, man, it's going to be a great time.
I'm excited for the mini road trip to see some indie wrestling because I haven't seen indie wrestling. Really, I saw GCW when I was down in Charlotte, which was pretty small at that time for a GCW show. I saw New Japan when I was down in Charlotte, which is small for what they were doing. So I haven't seen a proper indie show in a really long time. So it's going to be fun to get back into that world.
Hell yeah, man. Northeast is good. Western Massachusetts is a great spot for independent wrestling. That's for sure.
For sure.
But yeah, I think we're gonna have more trips like that over the summer. There's a lot of good things coming up. But yeah, we'll take it one day at a time. But as always, guys, follow us on Instagram at Smarknado, on Twitter at Smarknado1. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And go check out our link tree right up there. Always forget where to point my finger relative to.
It's not easy leading the show when you have to do, multitasking. It can be difficult. I get it.
Absolutely. Have anything left for us, Dan?
No, I said what I had to say at the top of the show. And just as always,